Hey, hey, hey. You know what time it is.
It's time for the Heart to Heart Journey to Unconditional Love podcast.
Absolutely. My name is Delay Bloomer. That is my co-host Harlan Brown. And what's going on, Harlan Brown? What's going
What
on? What's
what it do? What it do, late bloomer? What it do?
Man, we go into that. We know we just talking. It's crazy because we just talking and we've had some great conversations. And I know we talked about what did we talk about last week? What was that? What was that we was talking about?
We were talking about those little things that get in the way of us having peace.
Yeah,
We were just talking about like those. You should know me and well
yeah, you
enough
should
to
know.
know
Yeah, you
that
should know
I
me.
only wear red lipstick.
Right. And I said on that podcast, I said, hey, I wanted to talk about something that was dear to me, uh, because I've learned as I've gotten older. A lot of times people say when you get older, you lose patience. But I've gotten older and I've gained a lot of patience because I got closer to Christ, and I
Mhm.
understand now. I get it. I kind of get it. So we just gonna call this one heart to heart conversation, just talking to, because it's an extension of what we talked about before. And what I wanted to talk about, Harlan Brown, and I alluded this to the last podcast, was what bothers you. Um, what bothers people? What when they say, and I'll give you an example. That way you know where I'm coming from. I know I just went over it a little briefly. I just had an epiphany in that last podcast. But with my patience, I've learned that some of the things that bothered me before doesn't bother me. Like, I don't care if Peggy has to say the last word in the team meeting. You know, I'm like, oh, I can't. You know how we talk. Oh, Peggy got to say what she got to say. Oh God, here we go. We trying to get out this meeting, and she in the meeting. Something like that. I don't. It doesn't bother me that. Um, the boys want to wear the pants the way that they want to wear the pants. You know what I mean? Or the girls want to wear the skirts that they need to skirt. Look at her. They ain't getting no home training. What is wrong with them? Things like that. Like that stuff
Right.
doesn't bother me anymore. Because I think what it is I let people and meet them where they're at now. I understood that for me it was I had to meet people where they were and know my audience. So I can't get mad at somebody I know who's a whiner and get mad at them because they're whining.
Because
They
that's
whine,
like,
that's who they are, right? But why? I think you can help me with this. First of all, let me take a step back. Why does it bother people? I couldn't, because when I went back to even go back to say, why did that bother me? I couldn't give you an answer. It just bothered me because it just got under my skin. It just, it was just annoying. It was
yes,
something, and then I thought about it. I'm like, why am I letting that person ruin my day?
yes, yes.
And I'm gonna stop there. Why? I'm not even gonna give that person enough power over me to ruin my day because I don't like what they do or I don't like the personality that they are or who they are. I'm gonna give you
Yes.
the floor because I can talk about this all day.
No, I totally agree with that. Like, I feel like I've gotten a lot more patient. I think that, and I also think when you have patience, I think people want to push it. People
Yeah.
find a way to keep pushing it. Be like, oh, so what? Like
Well,
that
before
used
you
to.
even go there, hold on. I don't mean to
Mhm.
cut you up, but before
Yeah, go
you
ahead.
even go there, we got to explain to the audience how we got that patience. And that patience came through getting a closer relationship with God.
Yes. And living life and leaning on God in situations and looking for God in situations, right? I think I got my patience from looking for God in every situation. I got to a point where I had to I was tired of taking losses, right? I was tired of making it seem like I kept taking a loss because I didn't do something right, or I didn't complete something, or I didn't do this. And it taught me in the long run that no, you didn't really take a loss. This was kind of a lesson that you needed to learn about where you are and what space you're in right now, right? So it was just leaning on God a lot and talking to God, journaling and doing those kind of things to just kind of find a lesson in everything. So I flipped it from always saying, I messed that up to like, what lesson was I supposed to learn in this? And how am I supposed to grow from this? And how could I do better next time? Because the only person I'm in competition with is myself to be better today than I was yesterday. So
Yeah.
it's a constant desire for me to
Yeah.
grow, to be more Christ-like, to for me to grow, to be more um I just want to please God. So I want him to look and be like,
That's a
oh,
good point. But that's
she's
a great
doing it.
point. But that's a great point. You want to please God. So for me, I wanted to please God, but at the same time, I asked for peace. Give me
Mhm.
peace because I don't want what somebody else does to block my peace or mess with my peace.
Yes.
I don't really care anymore what other people do because I know I can control. And this is important for the audience to know, Harlem Brown. I know now I control my peace and my happiness. And
True.
before I didn't think so. I thought somebody could make me mad. I thought somebody could get up under my skin. I thought somebody could irk me, But what it is that you're allowing that person to have all of those things over you. And until you really realize that they really have nothing over you, and you don't, there's no need for you to get upset about what they do. You might
That's
not
right.
like it, but who cares if that's who they are? Let them do whatever they need to do, unless it's something as on an attack on you. And even if it's an attack on you, if you know it's not correct, I don't really care what people say about me. I'm going to be like, I know that's not who I am. I know that's not what I do. I'm not going to allow somebody to knock me off of my peace to ruin my day. So I wanted to get that in there because I wanted the audience to understand that it's a it's all you. You control everything when it comes to peace, when it comes to what bothers you, you
It
know?
does. You do. You do. You really have to think about it in that sense. And every time you say somebody can't make me mad, like that pierces me a little bit because you brought it to my attention that people can't make you anything. And I'm just like,
Yes.
what? You
Yeah.
chose that. And I'm just like,
You chose
what?
it. It's a choice. It is a
And it
choice.
is a choice. And why? And if I'm choosing to be that piece to bring that that love, that understanding, that joy to every situation, and I want to be the person who brings a great energy into the room. I want to be the person that um, people feel comfortable around and they can be themselves. I want to be that person. Then how could I be that person if I'm constantly judging everybody else in the room, seeing
Yeah.
what they should be and what they shouldn't be? And I
Right.
think that's where we mess up because we think that we have the authority, we have the our way is the only way. Our like we got these blinders on and we're
Yeah.
thinking like, oh, women should dress this way and men should dress this way and this should happen this way and this should happen this way. When we put those restrictions on others, we don't allow people to be who they are genuinely. Right? They are now having to be something to be in your presence because they feel like they need to be what you expect them to be in order for them to be heard or in order for them to be seen. And
Yeah.
that's the worst thing that you can do to somebody because you're stripping them of their identity in order to be in your presence. And why would you want somebody to have to do all of that? And we as people have to learn the same thing. Like stop stripping yourself of your own identity to fit in with people that you're going to spend what 22 hours, 3 hours with.
Yeah.
You have
Yeah.
a whole you have a whole life outside of this interaction. How many you have 24 hours in a day. If I'm spending 2 hours with you today, you could be whoever you want to be, however you want to be. And at the end of the day, I only got to deal with you for a couple of hours and I'm going
Yeah.
home because I'm running home to be with the people who love me and who I love.
That's the key
So
right there. I'm glad you said that because I wanted you to tie that back into the relationships to say That's the important ingredient. Get back to the people you go home to who loves you and you love them. And even
Right.
with them, even I'm just going to expand a little bit more. Even with them, some of the things that they do, meet them where they're at. You don't have to get upset or have them mess your day up because they decide that they want to do something that you feel irks you. If they want to run the shower where, and again, here's a good one. If they want to stay in the shower, run the shower, and by the time you get there, there's no hot water, wouldn't that irk you?
Yeah.
That irks you, right?
Yeah.
It's how
Yeah.
you approach it. See, it's two things that you can do. And I'm gonna just be straight up honest with you. You can have the conversation. You can have that conversation with that person and say, hey, come on, please. Just I need to take a shower too. I would like to have some hot water when I take a shower. Or you could just get up earlier and take your shower first. But see, a lot of times that second choice we don't want to do because I shouldn't have to, and I don't you trying to make me do, and I gotta get up earlier and I gotta what's the
Right.
big deal? What's the
And
big deal?
don't do it begrudgingly. Like,
Yes.
seriously, if you take and we really have to come to some kind of understanding when it comes to things like that. If
Yeah.
it takes me 20 minutes to get dressed every morning, then I know that I need to be up in time in order for me to get that 20 minutes in to get out of the house, right? If it
Yeah.
takes me an hour or if it takes me an hour and 45 minutes. I am one of those people. It just depends on where I gotta go. I prep the night before. I'm good. I jump in the shower, be dressed, and probably be putting on my shoes walking out the door because I'm timing myself all the way through. But
Yeah.
in the instance that I am living with someone else, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I take into consideration he may not get up as early as I get up, or he may like to sleep to the last minute. I'm going to get my stuff together and get out the way. We may even have 2, 3 bathrooms in the house, but at the end of the day, I'm not going to be up banging stuff and waking somebody else up and interrupting
Yeah.
anything.
But
Like
wait a
there's a
second, hold
whole
on.
sequence around that.
Wait a second. That's you though.
And it is, and that's me. But
So think about the
and
one who don't care about whether they are going into somebody else's time and being inconsiderate. How do we
and
teach the audience to start looking at that, to be considerate, to say, hey, everybody, keep the peace. Keep the peace.
it's just a matter of like you said, keeping peace and making sure, like, hey, I'm honoring this person. I'm loving this person. I want this person to. I know if I know you're not a morning person, you don't want to get up early in the morning. Guess who's not going to wake you up until the last minute? I'm not going to touch you. I'm going to let you sleep. I'm a I'm gonna go do what I got to do and come back and be like, babe, it's time.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I know you
Right.
ain't trying to get up, but it's time. We got to go.
Right.
And
Well, think
I'm
about
giving
this.
you ample time to get your stuff together.
Think,
But
think about this. Think about this.
mhm,
That could be an activity that y'all have at night. Y'all can get your things ironed out all together, and that's an activity you talk and interact with each other while you prepare to lay your clothes out for the next day, so that you're ready. You know what you're wearing. You know what fits. You try it on, and as you try it on, you may be tired, but that's an interaction. That's another opportunity for you to love on each other, for you to enjoy each other's company, for you to do an
exactly.
activity that is going to help both of you in the morning when you're not even thinking about that. But a lot of couples don't think that. They like, I'm too tired. I'm not doing it right now. I ain't going on. I ain't. That I ain't up. There's another podcast for us. That I
I
ain't will get you in trouble all the time in relationships.
yes,
And we
yes,
went over that with selflessness, but we got to expand on the I ain'ts
we
because
definitely
it's so simple. This everything that we're saying in this podcast is to have that journey to unconditional love so that your relationship can be at peace, so it can be tranquil, so that you get more time to enjoy each other and understand each other and meeting people where they are.
That's so important. Making those daily, not necessarily chores, but things that you have to do, right? We
Right.
have to get dressed tomorrow. We
Yeah, you
have
have
to,
to.
if we're the type of couple that, we cook dinner together, we put stuff away together. If
Yeah.
if my partner takes
I
food
wash
to
the
takes
dishes, you
food to
dry it
work.
and put them up. Yeah.
Right. If you want to take some food to work tomorrow, let me fix the container.
You
Let me
pick
get
the
the lunch
thing.
boxes together. Let
Yeah.
me get the tea out. Let me get the teacups out to be able to prepare the tea as we walking out the door. These are the small little
Yeah. Yeah.
details. And I
Yeah.
think that we really miss out on those things.
Yeah.
I mean, we see it once in a while where people do it, but
Yeah.
I think when it becomes something that is part of who you guys are as a couple,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
makes such a big difference
That's a big
because
deal. And I got
you
another
know
one
how
for
good
you.
it feels to be walking out the door and somebody hands
Yeah.
you your tea and you like, oh my God, I didn't think I had enough
Yeah.
time to make tea.
Right. Right.
And I'm running. And
And
it's it's
I
so
got
good.
another one for you. So think about this. It could be a game at night where let me dress you tomorrow.
Oh
Let
my
me
God,
pick
all
up
of
the
those
outfit
things.
tomorrow. And it is just something fun that you do without getting an attitude, without doing something. Because sometimes let your guard down. I know stress. I know a lot of people stress. We got to get a scripture for people so that they don't stress
Stress.
about stress because that's something that's people stress over the silliest things, and that's another podcast. So we got so many podcasts that we could do, and that's why we just love having heart to heart conversations and just
And that's
talking
how they
because
come about.
this is how we come. This is how we come up with our topics. We're just talking like,
Right.
hey, yeah, remember this, and this and that. So getting back on topic. So let me get back on topic. We're talking about just don't let someone take your peace away because you don't like what they do. Why does it
Yeah.
bother you? It shouldn't bother you anymore because you're
No.
at peace with yourself. Who cares what they're doing? Let them be over to the side doing what they're doing again, unless they're in your face. And if even if they're in your face, just walk away. Don't
And
let this, don't let these little pet peeves or what you would call pet peeves. I don't like saying that because it's so many little things. And we know we have some irritating people. And I have
yeah,
to say it's irritating sometimes, but don't let it interrupt your peace. Don't let it mess up your day. Oh, I can't. And then you taking that home with you.
right,
It's ciphering down to your kids. It's
right.
ciphering down to your friends. They're like, oh, wait a minute. Oh, what's got into you? Like, oh, I'm sorry, man. It's just this coworker at work. It's just always doing something stupid. But don't let that bother you. Let it go. Let me say this. Let it go. No need to hold on to that. Let it go. But you know what, Harlem Brown? Before I let you go, I'm going to switch up because I'm gonna bring this other scripture that we have from before because I like this one because I think it goes with this, and I'm going to say 1 Corinthians 15:33. Do not be
Okay.
misled. Bad company corrupts good character. I wanted to bring
Absolutely.
that back because that's what that is.
Mm-hmm.
That's just someone, your coworker, having, they're angry with the world. They're that. And if you're around that company, it's contagious. If you're around
Mm-hmm.
that bad company, it's contagious. Don't
Yeah.
let it corrupt your good character because you can't stand her for saying this, or she always got to do this, or he always got to do this, or why it's got to be this, and like that. So I know I switched it up on you, and I know I let you read it most of the time, but I wanted to bring this one back up
Yeah.
just because this fits.
It does fit. It fits
It fits.
amazingly.
Don't let that craziness and oh, that getting under your skin, irking and all that. And I know I keep repeating it because I want you to get that message that just be at peace. Don't worry about what
Got
they're
to.
doing. Let them be. And I'll give you the last word because I know our time is up. Here's the last word, Holly Brown.
But
Go
what
ahead.
I was gonna say, what I was gonna add to that is that when you get yourself so riled up and you let somebody take your peace, you are exhausting yourself. And by the time you get home to your significant other, you are exhausted. You're tired. You
Yes.
don't want to do anything because you have exhausted your energy on
Yeah.
being angry or flinching every time somebody comes. Do you know how much energy it takes just to get angry and flinch every time you
Thank
see
you for
somebody
bringing that
come?
up.
If
Yes.
somebody's coming in your direction, you hear their voice, you get mad, and
Yes.
all
Yes.
of that
Yes.
energy
Yes.
that
Yes.
you're exuding, and then you're driving home, you're mad, traffic is all over the place. Your spouse is like, I can't wait until he gets here, and you get through the door and you just like, I'm tired. And
Right.
you're just
Right.
like,
Right.
see you tomorrow.
Yeah. Pretty much.
So what we're saying is when you hold on to all of that and you let that really just get in your spirit and get in your system, not you, you
Good word.
you're
Good word.
taken away from your family, you're taken away from your loved ones, you're taken away from all of that. So it's think about it that way. When I
Yeah.
get mad at work, and when somebody irks me to the point where I'm just getting frustrated with everything, do I really want to exhaust myself out when I have somebody who is full of life and who is waiting to talk to me
Talk
and
to me.
hold me,
Yes.
and I
Yes.
gotta have that energy. I want to serve some of my energy
Yes.
for that because that's what's important to me.
Yes.
So let's think about it that way. Like next time somebody get under your skin, be like, "Child, that's not worth me." Because when I get
It
home,
ain't
you know
worth
what
the
I do when I
thing.
get home? I need all of that energy
Yeah.
to
Put
handle
that
that.
into practice. Absolutely. Put that into practice. Just do it. Don't try to do it. Do it. When
Do it.
somebody does something that irks you, gets up under your skin, don't let them steal your peace. Don't let them steal your joy. It's your choice. You're choosing to be mad. You're choosing to be angry. You're choosing to let them have dominion over you. And you don't want nobody
Yes,
to have power, dominion, or anything over you except God. So
exactly.
I'm gonna leave it like that. And I know
That's it.
you got anything else you want to say. I know I
Nope, that's
gave you
it.
the last word, but I know it's time to go, and I know we went over, but we're gonna continue these conversations because these are great, and I think they help. I know we can get all the nuts and bolts about other stuff in relationships, but these are the little things that when we have these podcasts that we don't talk about a lot. We talk about the issue, but we don't talk about the things that could lead to get you to the issue.
Right,
Because
right.
this stuff, letting something irk you during the day leads to an argument and having an issue in your relationship later on. If you don't
Right.
allow that in your household when you come home and then don't let nobody steal your peace or your joy, then it eliminates these issues that you can have coming up. So as
Yes.
you know, as we end all our podcasts, Olive Brown, can you say it? You want to say it this time? You
Let
probably
me say
don't
it
even know
again.
it, right?
You say it.
Trying to do something will keep you in the same place, but when you actually do something, your place has no limitations. I am your host, Delay Bloomer. That is my co-host, Holland Brown, and we see you next week.
See you next week.
Yeah, 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 yeah.